Hey everybody, welcome back to Midwest Marksman. You're looking at the Pinty. This happens to be the NightFall Mark II. This is the bronze version and actually does come also in FDE. As you can see here, maybe the camera doesn't pick it up quite as well, but this has more of a sparkly flare to it. And then this is more flat coloration. Otherwise, they're going to be essentially the same. Looking at a pretty good reservoir tank, which is a rear connection tank with a cheek pad. It does have a shoulder rest on it that you can see has quite a bit of surface coverage. You have a high Picatinny rail so that you can use the bottle, which is essentially what this is, the rear bottle, as your cheek rest. And I've thrown on the Gunner Optics 2-12. This happens to be a first focal plane MRAD optic with huge amounts of internal elevation. Really impressive in that regard. You've got this kind of built-in handguard up here for when you're just holding it and shooting or doing an artillery hold of some sort. You do have a decent trigger. You've got an AR style grip right here, and then you have Picatinny on top and bottom, and as well as a removable moderator. So this moderator up here is a thread in, just like that. Kind of cool. It's a neat one, and this has an adjustable regulator. So having the adjustment is cool. I'm not going to be messing around with that this time. In order to feed, you're going to press forward and then down. It's kind of the reverse of a bolt action. I've got some of the Crosman 14.3 grainers. Let's go ahead and see what we can get for some groups. Really, you know, without actually testing to see for the regulator what is going to work best. It's always a little bit of a risk, but I just want to see what happens. And in fact, I'm going to throw it on safe, and I'm going to get my chronograph running at the same time for this particular load. 14.3 is our grain weight shooting groups at 50 yards with a slight wind. Not a bad wind, but it is a slight wind. With this bronze variant, really cool. I think the bronze is a nice touch. These are very light, but maybe they'll group, maybe they won't. Maybe the heavier stuff is going to be better. Okay. Now, I would guess 18 grainers, 21 grainers are probably what this is optimized for. I'll be surprised if the 14s do really good, but if we get around an inch, I'll be very happy. The trigger has some sponge to it, and then it breaks. Very common bullpup style trigger. I'll throw one more for the heck of it. Looks like we're not going to get an inch. It looks like it's going to be probably 2 inches at 50 yards with these light pellets. Yep, about 2 inches at 50 yards. So nothing to write home about with the ultralight pellets, but if you're just plinking, you could probably do okay with that if you're okay with like a 2-inch size target or group. Next up, I'm going to throw just a few. I'll throw at least 3 of these Apollo slugs. These are 21 grainers, but they are slugs, so they're going to fly a little different, fit a little different. Give me a second while I load up. Maybe I should tell you this real quick. Looks like our shot summary, not bad. 925 for an average velocity with the 14.3 grainers, and I'm looking at an SD of 4.4. That's very, very good for an SD. 4.4 is great. Anything under 5 is pretty impressive. Anything under 10 is acceptable. I'm very tempted by this FDE version just to throw an optic on this as well. They're really neat. You got this nice larger size bolt handle, and with having a built-in moderator, there are some advantages to this gun over maybe some of the other guns in the price point. I think it has, it's feature rich, I suppose, is what you would call it. Try the same hold on this target. We're going to see what I can do. Flip that safety. It is an AR style safety, but it's exactly opposite. Instead of flip down to shoot, it's flip up. So opposite controls from an AR. Hold that same target, see what happens. Okay. Does have a different point of impact, that's for sure. The pitch and the sound, actually, I noticed is also different, and the velocity, of course, is different, which is why it sounds different. Okay, those slugs, I'm not even going to show you footage for that because those slugs printed like a 3-inch group. Velocity with that, looking at 803, and I'm going to pull this back. Average was 809, SDs were 8.4, so the SDs aren't terrible. I think I would have to make some adjustments up here to kind of find out what the gun likes to help produce better groups with each kind of pellet. Obviously, there's a whole variety of pellets. I don't have time to be testing all of those and showing you data, but the SDs are good, and the controllability factor of the gun itself to produce consistent pressures looks reliable. I'm getting nice velocities all the way through the range, and I filled this gun multiple times. Now, by the way, filling this gun, one thing that I think is really great is you can fill it from the rear back here, and I don't need one of those little adapter nozzles to, install through a kind of a cross insertion method. This one, it just quick attaches right on there, and it's really not that hard to fill even with my budget air compressor. I like this a lot. It's a fun, handy little package, easy to walk around with and navigate, in and out of brush with that really small moderator. It could take the can off there, and it's not too heavy either. All right, in closing this up, I am going to say that steel is where I would spend most of my time on something like this. Let's give it a couple shots on steel. I am recording with a camera. Let's go back to those 14.3 grainers and see what happens. Okay. Can ring about a 1/2-inch target pretty good. Can move it around a little here at 50 yards. Maybe on the KYL. Let's try the KYL. Actually, let's try the turkey. Okay. On the turkey. Now where are we hitting? Looks like on the paper I'm hitting a little right. Okay. All right, let's try the turkey out. Definitely can swing the turkey, no problem. 50 yards, not difficult. One more on the turkey. All right, it's not difficult to achieve hits on small game at 50 yards. I think that's going to be a kill shot every time on a squirrel or something like that, and plenty of foot-pounds energy, as you saw from the velocities. I will try a couple on that KYL. just right. Just left. There it is. I think with a zeroed pellet, we'd do better. Yeah, those are going a little left and right. Looks like this pellet is going to be a 2-inch group shooting pellet at 50 yards. Not quite there, but that's fun. Really cool package. If you guys like this video, you want to see an actual review on the gun, you want to see a full long-term video, maybe comment that down below, and I will take the time to find a pellet, check out velocities, regulator, kind of optimize the gun a little bit, and I can give you that review if you request that down below. Otherwise, you can watch one of these videos that has been handpicked for you.